Bells, let's talk a little NFL. The Patriots have certainly bolstered their roster, going all in on free agency. Bill Belichick not playing around. Take a look at the moves here. And they improved their passing game by signing Kendrick Bourne. And here he is on what he expects with New England.
I think he's going to ball out, with the weapons they brought in, the help now. And, it was just one of those rebuilding years that they went through and stuff like that. And he was a part of it. So people may say he not looked this good. He looked bad or whatever it may be. But now he has some help and they know what they're putting around him, which is awesome. So I just want to be a part of, 5 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns for him and change the narrative.
Cam's team changed the narrative. Oh, look who decided to show back up for a good time. Marcus Spears, bald and beautiful, coming around causing trouble. Marcus, you know the drill. The fellas first, and then you get to educate the people and talk some sense into them. Stephen A., do you believe Bourne's comments on Cam and the Patriots?
No, I don't. Sorry to say. I got a lot of love for Cam, and I think that he's an exceptional athlete. But I think that particularly in this day and age, you're young and spry like the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes, the Deshaun Watsons of the world, and others. You can run with the football, even the Josh Allens of the world. You can run with the football. And when you're Cam's age, not that he's 40 or anything like that, I think he's only like 31, 32 years of age, but he's been hit a lot. Age and attrition has kicked in, and I don't think that, you can't have him run. You can't have him running the football, but so much. And then we get to his passing ability. I will remind everybody that Cam Newton has had, he's been in the league, in the National Football League for 10 years. He's completed better than 60% of his passes 4 times. One of those times was last year, where he completed 65% of his passes, but still threw 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And obviously, we can look to COVID and some of the things that may have come into play that may have affected him physically. Fair enough. I have no issue with that. What I do have an issue with is watching him throw the football for the vast majority of his career. I've never considered him an elite, accurate passer. And so when I think about the New England Patriots being successful next season, I think it's going to be because of their defense and their ability to run the football. I don't think it's because they're going to be able to air it out with Cam Newton behind center. I just don't view it that way because I've never viewed him in that manner. I think he can play. I think he's a winner. I think he finds a way to get things done. But when it comes to specifically throwing the football, that is where I've always been suspect about Cam Newton, and I've seen nothing, absolutely nothing, to change my mind in that regard.
Well, ball out doesn't mean just throwing the football. And the whole generation of guys now playing in the league, because Cam has been around for a minute already, have idolized Cam. Other athletes watched Cam come up and was like, whoa, this dude, when he was the MVP of the league, when he was selected by his peers as the best player in the game, while Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and everyone was in their primes. They were all in their primes. Cam was number one, took his team to the Super Bowl. These guys like to play with him. Game recognize game, real recognize real. And they're bringing in some ballers on the Patriots who are like, yep, I want to play with this guy. It's not just about throwing the football, although it can also be that with Cam, with North Turner, when last seen healthy before this last disastrous COVID year, right? He was having his best passing year, even better than his MVP season. So ball out can just mean lead your team to victory by making plays, by being a leader. Don't forget, they were so bereft of weapons, as you put, Stephen A., they made Tom Brady look ordinary a couple of years ago. He just threw 40 touchdowns, won the Super Bowl when he got out of there. So now they're bringing in weapons to a team. I'll go through my greatest hits, volume 5 right now on this. Coming off a catastrophic injury, missing a year, new system opposite to the one that he'd been playing in, 0 weapons, COVID season, so no preseason to learn his teammates. Then he got COVID. That affected him not only when he missed the week, but several weeks after that COVID fog. Practice facilities shut down, putting them farther behind the 8 ball. And even then, He led that team to a number of quality wins against good teams last year and came 2 plays away from going 9-7. Do I believe that that guy, now with a year under his belt, where he will have practice, he will know his teammates can play, he's not coming off a catastrophic injury, do I believe that dude can ball out? Yes, I do.
It determines how we define it, right? I believe Cam should be marketably better than he was last year, but I'm along the vein with Stephen A. Like, I have to see Cam throw the football a bit more effectively. And remember, this is not the same NFL when Cam was dominating. Cam was a different athlete. That was the name and association attached with him. He was unlike anything. I played against Cam. Cam was the best football player, not quarterback, the best football player on the field when I played against him. That's how good he is. The talent is there from a physical standpoint, what he can do. It's just a consistent ability to push the ball down the field, which concerns people. And then I'm with you, Max. I believe surrounding him, insulating him. I believe Cam is in a situation in his career. He's at a point where he needs to be insulated. This is no longer Cam Superman putting an entire team on his back and taking them to the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots have made moves to help Cam and facilitate Cam being way better than what we saw him be last year. Obviously, 2 tight ends, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. They're going to run the football. They will be balanced. This is Bill Belichick's MO. So Cam balling out, we cannot define that in our mind how we think about Cam Newton and what we saw the heights of his career be. This is similar, y'all. Think about this. This is similar to me of what we saw from Michael Vick, who I thought was a better passer than Cam, obviously, throughout the majority of his career. But do y'all remember when Vick went to Philly and he was pushing the ball down the field more when some of that athleticism had departed? And the conversation was, can they win with Michael Vick this way? Can they do what they need to do in order? He came out and had the phenomenal performance against the Washington football team, threw the ball to Deshaun Jackson and was going crazy, and we was like, yeah, Vic is Vic. He's going to be able to throw it and operate the way he needs to operate, even if some of that athleticism isn't there. I believe Cam needs more of that athleticism to remind us of who he is, because what we saw, we cannot, absolutely not take away from what happened last season. And the bottom line is what Stephen A. said, and I hate to say it because I want Cam to have a tremendous year. Based on how he threw the ball last year, I don't know if Cam Newton can take the New England Patriots where they need to go. Now, if that increases, if that gets better, and if Cam continues to work like we know he works, they can have a tremendous amount of success. And we could be talking about the New England Patriots winning the AFC East. If Cam gets his arm better as far as pushing the ball down the field, he has the weapons. He has 2 tight ends. He has Josh McDaniels, who knows how to work with him better now. So there's a lot of things working for Cam Newton in his direction. Now he has to go out and consistently prove that when he needs to throw the football, he can do it at a high enough level to put the New England Patriots in contention. I expect him to be a lot better than he was last year, but balling out needs some context, because balling out, to me, from a quarterback perspective, is what you saw Aaron Rodgers do. Is what we've seen Patrick Mahomes do. It's what we saw Tom Brady do at times during his career. My point, Max, I ain't saying that. I'm telling you what my definition of balling out is at the quarterback spot. I believe Cam can play play well within context of being insulated on the team that he's on. You have to insulate Cam now. It is no longer Superman Cam taking your team to heights that they wouldn't reach because of his ability.
Let's put it this way. Stephen A., you bring up a good point. And Marcus, you seconded it. Like, can he get the ball down the field accurately? I don't look at the inconsistencies from last year. It's fair to look throughout his career, right? But we know he doesn't have to be as consistent getting the ball down the field as other players. He can lead you and do other things and help you win games in other ways as well. So the question is, can he get it to that requisite level? And I look at that Seattle game. That Seattle game, which they lost, Bobby Wagner made a great play, goal line stand. Cam couldn't punch it in, right? But in that Seattle game, I saw Cam spinning it. Now, remember, of course he's going to wear down over the course of the season. Stephen, I don't just think it's attrition through his career. I think it's coming off a catastrophic injury, missing a year in a